The girl pretended to be a wealthy heiress and married the nouveau riche Choi Ji-hoon, but after just 2 years of a stable life, her husband suddenly decided to run for office. To boost his image, Choi Ji-hoon began doing charity work. He set up scholarships for students with disabilities, hoping to earn a better public reputation. But on the day of the speech, the sign language interpreter was delayed due to traffic, and the little girl in the audience grew so nervous she was about to cry. Seeing the child, Yumo thought of her mother, who couldn't speak, so she volunteered to interpret for the girl. She brought the girl on stage and used sign language to comfort her not to be nervous, even if she made a mistake. Only she would know. The girl gradually calmed down and began signing bravely. Yumo patiently translated for her. Seated in the audience, Choi Ji-hoon was drawn to his wife's gentle voice. He had originally valued her for her academic background, but hadn't expected her to be such a great help. The charity event ended successfully. Choi Ji-hoon gained a lot of attention, and his poll numbers steadily rose. Now, Yumo was not only Professor Lee but also a capable partner in her husband's career. But that stability was soon broken by a woman. That day in the elevator, as Yumo returned home, a woman holding a dog suddenly stepped in. Yumo instantly recognized her. It was the real Leanna, whose identity she had assumed. Terrified, Yumo lowered her head, not daring to look up, but Anna still thought she looked familiar. Looking closely, she realized it was the girl who used to serve her Yumo. She mistakenly assumed Yumo was now working as a maid here, but when she saw the high heels on Yumo's feet, she suddenly realized this woman's current status wasn't ordinary. Panic-stricken, Yumo kept her head down, saying nothing, afraid that the real heiress Leanna might catch on.
Bye!
Meanwhile, Senior Jaewon ran into an old classmate, Jae-ho, while interviewing a businessman, and Jae-ho happened to be Yumo's ex-boyfriend. Back then, upon discovering that Yumo was faking her rich background, he dumped her without hesitation. When he heard Jaewon still kept in touch with Yumo, he didn't mention her lies. Ever since the elevator encounter with Anna, Yumo hadn't been herself. Even while accompanying her husband to campaign, she seemed distracted. After the election ended, Choi Ji-hoon chatted with a senior colleague. He said he had come this far purely because of his eloquence and ability, but the senior beside him believed his wife deserved much of the credit. That comment made Choi Ji-hoon a little unhappy, but it was true. Yumo, preoccupied with the fear of her identity being exposed, didn't notice her husband's displeasure. After all, she and Anna now lived in the same building. Running into her frequently wasn't a good thing, so Yumo called her colleague Sanu to ask why Anna, who was supposed to have settled in the U.S., had suddenly returned. That's when Yumo learned that Anna had been having a rough time these past years. Her father had passed away suddenly from a stroke. Her husband's plastic surgery clinic had gone bankrupt due to poor management. Frustrated, she developed a gambling addiction and lost 2 buildings. Now she was buried in debt and on the verge of divorce. Upon hearing this, Yumo grew even more anxious. She didn't want to see that heiress again, so when she got home, she used the excuse that the windows here couldn't open to suggest moving out. But Choi Ji-hoon firmly refused. He felt that living here was a symbol of identity.
창문 안 열려도 다 이런 데서 살고 싶어 하잖아. 너도 열심히 살면은 내처럼 일이 된다는 상징인데.